Today I have a electric intake fuel pump with quite a few miles on it. It has failed and I've dissected it, so you will get to see what's inside and we'll see if we can determine the cause of the failure. First off, let's have a look at the filter sock. This came out of a 2002 Toyota Tundra V8 and it has 190,000 miles on it. This port is where it gets attached to the fuel pump and the fuel. This is just exposed inside the tank, laying at the bottom of the tank. And it draws in fuel through this sock and it gets sucked in through this hole right here. Relatively clean, if you ask me. 190,000 miles. This is the outside case of the fuel pump, which we butchered open to get to the guts, the innards. Here is the bottom of the fuel pump, where this is the port where the fuel gets drawn in. And it has a 2-vane rotor vane pump. There's the plastic rotor vanes right there. This is the bottommost surface that one of them runs on. You can see there's minimal scarring. There's a little spot right there where the plating has worn off, but other than that, it looks great to me. This is the plastic rotor vane that was rubbing on it. Let's take it out. I've already inspected it. I can't find any damage at all on it. It looks perfect. Outside diameter and both faces. And we have the pocket that it was riding in. And you can see where the plating has flaked away a little bit, but otherwise no damage. No debris in there, no chunks of dirt or anything, rust, nothing. Very clean. Here's the other side where this other rotor rides against. Just a little bit of the plating wearing away here and there. Otherwise very good shape. Got the second vane rotor. Very good condition. No damaged areas. And then finally the surface that it rides on the other side. No damage really at all. There's a brass bushing right here. Looks perfect as far as I can tell. Then you get up into the electric motor portion, the drive shaft for the vane rotors, solid molded chunk of plastic around the whatever the middle part of an electric motor is called. Got the magnets, which were in the case around it. Oh, and look here. Got the commutator ring, groove worn into it quite a bit. This won't prevent this motor from working. That usually happens over a long period of time. It's kind of normal wear and tear. That in itself won't cause this pump to fail. Let's look at the brushes that ride on that commutator. Looks like normal wear and tear on those, except look here. They are spring loaded. You can see a coil spring behind that brush there, and it is compressed. And if you look at where the wire comes out of the side, that wire should be allowed to travel all the way down until it hits the plastic right there. So we've got a ton of travel left on the brushes, yet the brushes are not coming out of their bores. The brushes are stuck in their holes, in their bores. Through this hole in the back here, either one of those holes, I pushed on each of the brushes and they're locked tight in there. I can push them forward, but the spring alone cannot push the brush forward. So there was plenty of life left in this pump, except for the fact that the brushes seized in the plastic housing here for whatever reason. Don't know if the plastic has distorted, swelled. I mean, there's no obvious signs other than just that the brushes are stuck in there, or maybe it's some deposits from the fuel gumming that up and making them stick. Didn't really see any deposits anywhere else, just a slight discoloration on everything else. Fuel actually flows through around all these components, by the way. This is the top of the pump and the inlet pipe, and you can see the inlet orifice right there. So fuel flows around all the electric components through all of this, through the gaps between the magnets, and then this surface is directly below this motor portion, and then there is the hole where the fuel gets drawn into the vane rotor cavities. So this entire unit has fuel flowing through it. It's amazing the gas tank doesn't blow up. And the only real problem that we found with this pump, it wasn't clogged, the filter wasn't clogged, there was no debris in the vane rotor cavities, there was no damage there that would cause it to lock up. So I would say that the root cause, the problem that killed this pump, was the two electric motor brushes locked up in their bores, and the springs could not push them tight against the commutator ring anymore. And that is exactly when it stopped spinning. I applied direct current to this pump and it would not spin at all. Now we know why. So if you're ever curious why an intake fuel pump will fail, or one way that they could fail, this is one.